Dear students, please welcome to Unacademy platform. Let's crack UPSC CSE exam with us. It is India's largest learning platform. Okay, so it gives you a better opportunity to learn. We have daily life classes. We have structured courses as well. We have live test quizzes. We have unlimited essays also. For all these things, what we have to do, we have to just download an academy learning app. Okay, dear students, it's me Rakesh Kumar Jha. I am an MA in political science from Ramjas College, Delhi University. Then MA in mass communication, KU. I have also participated in different talk shows as an expert on All India Radio, Akashbani, New Delhi, Lok Sabha TV. I have also successfully guided a large number of students, and my telegram link is discourse academy gs for you. An academy profile link is rakesh 7ja8443. Join me on telegram. Okay, dear students, be your online, right? I am going to discuss all these things with you. Students, prepare with 100 top educators with us. Lately we have more than top 100 educators who can guide you throughout the year. We have also comprehensive syllabus like polity, governance, IR, geography, science, technology, NCERT summary, and history optional courses, environment, ecology, art and culture. These are the things that are very useful for you. As far as current affairs are concerned, then definitely going to be help you. As far as Indian economy is very good also. This is what I am telling you. Practice strategy, answer writing courses, all things are very important for you. Dear students, this is what I mean to say. Now UPSC CSE subscription is there for 1 month, 3 months, then 6 months and 12 months. Then 8 months and 20 months. Everything's there. Now I have to say that you should join Iconic course. It's a very beautiful course for you, and you should apply for this 24 months. And my code is this RJ01. If you go by RJ01, it will definitely help you. You will get 10% discount on courses. And we have also live classes, then test series, unlimited practice, structured schedule, personal course, daily mains question and practice, study planner, personalized feedback. This is what you have to also understand. And this is also for UPSC CSE optional subscription, like for 12 months. No, total is 27,500. But if you go by this, then definitely it will save you. This is all about from our side, dear students. So this, if you go by, then you have to see this. Okay, now introductory offers are there that you have to also understand. We have also different topics, different syllabus taught all about from the Unacademy platform. Now I am going to discuss today on YouTube channel on Unacademy that optional subject, how to prepare political science and international relation for UPSC Mains. Okay, so this is it's me Rakesh Kumar Jha, civil services coach, author and motivational speaker. Dear student, it is an introductory class for all the students who are going to opt this political science as an optional paper. Definitely it will help you, because I think that if you go by this, it really help you, because I feel that the student who is going to appear in the mains examination, they should have this approach, so that you can understand all this nitty gritty. The political science is a very good optional paper. You go for it. It is very helpful for CS also, and in the mains also, interview also. So I feel that the students who have political science as an optional paper, some of them have applied for the mains examination. Some of them have studied during the graduation and PG time. But even if the student who did not study, they could opt this optional paper. It is a very interesting paper. If you look at the second paper, it is directly related to the UPSC GS paper. That will really help you. So this is what I am going to tell you. I feel that look at political science paper like the second paper, the constitution, the polity that you have to study also in the GS paper. What is it? This is the polity that you have to study. So I feel that this, if you go by, then definitely it will help you. And I think that like GS paper, political science is there. And if you study like the Panchayati Raj, if you study about the fundamental right, the directive state principle, the preamble, these all things are going to be very, very helpful in the nature. And I hope that if you study, then definitely it will be very, very important for perspective as well. It, how to the approach should be, what kind of approach you should have. Approach should be like that. Definitely you should have a kind of approach, the reading newspaper. First of all, you have to go through the actual books, textbook. After that, this textbook you have to move on to other topics. Like, you know, if you have study like the Panchayati Raj, what is Panchayati Raj? How do you see the Panchayati Raj as an optional? How do you see that Panchayati Raj is at grassroots level is going to help, uh, going to strengthen the democratic system? What was the philosophy behind of? So I mean to say there are different paradigms, there are different approaches that we have to also adopt, and I feel that if you can adopt it, then definitely it will help you. So next I am going to discuss all these things. So let's start the topic and then see things. Okay, dear students. Okay, political science and international relations. So this is the topic I am going to say. Political science and, you know, international relation. So definitely political science and international relations is one of the optional subjects offered by the UPSC in the mains examination. Okay, it is a popular optional subject and one that many toppers have chosen in IAS examination. Also, read to, okay, dear students, it has been observed among many IAS aspirants that the syllabus for this optional subject is broad and they desist from taking political science and international relations, you know, as their optional subject. This is what you have to also understand. Okay, these things if you go by, then it will be very important. And next is that important key points of PSIR optional, political science and international optional. Some key points that will help you to opt for political science and international relations as your optional are highlighted below. Political science, you know, is one of the most informative and necessary subjects for any civil service exam aspirants looking forward to getting into the government as a civil servant. Any civil services aspirants who intends to serve as a bureaucrat must have a strong hold over the fundamentals of political science and has to be well aware of the political climate around him or her. This is the thing that you have to also understand for deciding political science as an optional paper. Okay, are you ready? Okay, now I am going to discuss decoding PSIR as an optional paper. Decoding means I am going to analyze, you know, political science as an optional paper. What is this PSIR? This is the short form of political science and international relation. Paper 1, political theory and Indian politics. No. So the political theory and Indian politics, the paper 1. Second one is the paper 2, comparative politics and international relations. That you have to also understand what is the CPA and what is international relations. Next, part A, political theory and thinkers. In the thinkers you have to study like, you know, Hobbes, Locke, Rousseau. These are the theories, thinkers that you have to study. Next one is that Indian government and politics, very important, that I have told you that you have to study about, like, you know, the Indian polity, constitution, like, you know, parliament, democracy, everything you have to study. Part A, comparative political analysis and international politics. This is also very important. And part B, India and the world. Very important. This is the thing that we have to study in both of the papers. First paper is political theory and Indian politics. Second paper is Comparative Politics and International Relations. Dear students, so I feel that if you look at the paper in totality, then you can find out that okay, this is the thing, the right thing that have to go through, because I feel that the student have to be very energetic, very passionate, and very a kind of like very important energy, a very important strategy that you have to. So please have this format before you, try to have all these kinds of things before you, so that you can understand the nitty gritty, that you can see the things in a rightful manner. I hope that if you can do this, then definitely will help you. And if it will help you, definitely will have a good command on this particular topic. Okay, dear students, so now I am going to discuss one by one. Okay, let's start. First one is that political theory and Indian politics. Okay, so the first paper that we have to deal with, the political theory and Indian politics. Part A, the political theory and the thinkers. Okay, first one is that political theory. First topic is that political theory. In this political theory, you have to discuss about the meaning and approaches, right? Then the next is theories of the state like liberal, neoliberals, Marxist, pluralist, post-colonial and feminist. These are the theories of a state that you have to study. Then the justice, the conception of justice with a special reference to Rawls' theory of justice. Rawls' theory of justice is that the distributive justice and its communitarian critics. So this is what the third topic we have to study. The next one is that the equality topic, social, political and economic equality, relationships between equality and freedom, affirmative actions. These are the things that you have to write down. The next is the rights. Right means what? The meaning and theories, different kinds of rights, concept of human rights and everything. This is what you have to also understand. So I feel that if you understand uh, these, these these things, then definitely it will be also very good for you, right? So these all topics are very important. Maybe it is not a political theory, theories of the state, or the justice, equality, rights. So these things you have to take care, and I hope that if you understand all these nitty gritty, it will really very helpful. So try to understand this. Now the next is that democracy. Democracy is very important. No, since it is the topic of political science, you cannot think political science without democracy, right? So democracy, the classical and contemporary theories like the different models of democracy, representative and participatory and deliberative. These are the models that we have to also study in this particular topic. Okay, right, dear students. So you should have why I am discussing one thing that you have to notice, dear students, that until unless you don't know the topics, don't know your syllabus, you don't know your subject, how you are going to deal with the topics and the questions in the examination hall. My question is all the time that a student who is going to prepare, he has to think everything accordingly. He has to understand everything in a very rightful manner, and that's the best way to understand all these nitty. I think that if you go by this, then definitely it will be very fine enough. Okay, so this is about the democracy and classical theory, contemporary theories, like different models of democracy, representative and participatory and deliberative. These are the things that you have to know. The concept of power. What is the concept of power that you have to also understand? This is what I mean to say, that ideology is there and the hegemony is there, legitimacy is there. So these are the things that you have to also take care. So these are the words, these are the topics that you have to cover in this particular section of paper 1. Next one is that political ideologies. This is a very important topic, dear students, and you have to take care in a very rightful manner, like liberalism, socialism, Marxism, and fascism, Gandhism, and feminism. Yes, these are the ideologies regarding like liberalism is there, then socialism is there. So these are the theories. Marxism, fascism is there, Gandhism is there, feminism is there. So these are the primarily 6 ideologies that we have to study in this particular topic, that is political ideologies. Next one is that Indian political thought. So Indian political thought, like Dharmashastra, Arthashastra, Arthashastra written by whom? Arthashastra written by this is Kautilya. So Buddhist traditions, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, Sri Aurobindo, M.K. Gandhi, Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, B.R. Ambedkar, M.N. Roy. So these are the thoughts, these are the thinkers rather you have to study this topic. Okay, so please try to understand these all topics are very important and what they have to say, what are their philosophy, how they contributed in all these things. So this is what you have to understand. Next, I have also discussed the Western political thought. Here is Indian political thought, and here is Western. But political thoughts are political thoughts, but it depends upon the person, upon the thinkers, that how much and what they want to say. Like Plato. Plato is a very famous thinker, and he has written Republic. Aristotle, the father of political science, Machiavelli, the prince, he has written, Hobbes, the social contract theory, Locke, the father of property, John S. Mill, the liberty here he talks about, Marxism, he talks about, everything, Gramsci, Hannah Arendt. These are the people, these are the thinkers they are talking about, the state as an apparatus, state as an of exploitation. So this is what you have to understand regarding this topic. Also, if you go by these all nitty gritty, then definitely it will help you. So why I mean to say, let's come from the one topic up to the 10th topic, that is very important for you, and every subtopic. If I am going by a political theory and Indian politics, then you have to go the theory and thinkers, and 1 to 5 the theories of a state, justice, equality, right? It should be floating in your mind. It should be like something very important in your mind. I think you have to discuss all these things. I hope that if you go by all these things, then definitely it will have a great impact towards your preparation. Next is that democracy is there, concept of power, political ideologies, Indian political thoughts, Western political thought. These are the things that you have to also discuss. Okay, dear students, now I am going to discuss next paper, political theory and Indian politics. So this is what I am going to discuss in a large part B. So I was talking about the part A. So not be confused. Okay, the part A I have just talked, and now I am going to about the part B. Okay, dear students. So what about part B? The Indian government and politics. The first topic, that is Indian nationalism, political strategies of India's freedom struggle, constitutionalism to mass satyagraha, non-cooperation, civil disobedience, militant and revolutionary movements, peasant and worker movements. So these are the topics that you have to read under Indian nationalism. Okay. Now, definitely, because when Indian Muslim this I mean the nationalism is started, first of all a lot of things had happened. So every topics, every subtopics you have to take care, and I hope that when we will study this, then we have to come to know a lot of things, and these all things are very important in the political science and particularly in government and politics. Okay, dear students, right? Okay, let's see. Now the next is perspective on Indian national movement. What are the perspectives like the liberal, socialist and Marxist, radical, humanist and Dalit? These are the perspective that you have to also study. That regarding the socialist and like regarding humanist and Dalit, making of the Indian constitution, like legacies of the British rule, different social and political perspectives. These are the things that you have to also understand. So I feel that if you apply these particular topics, then definitely your syllabus would be completed. Okay. Next, salient features of Indian Constitution. I told you that you have to also study about the Constitution, what is the preamble, what are the fundamental rights, what are the duties are there, what are the directive principles there, parliamentary system there, amendment procedures there, judicial review and basic structure doctrine is there. These are the things that primarily you have to deal with. Next is that includes Principal, organs of the union government, investigate role and actual working of the executive, legislative, Supreme Court, that you have to also think, and the principal organs of the state government, role of and actual working of the executive, legislature, and high courts. These are the things you have to also understand, and you have to also deals in a very rightful manner. And if you study very proper manner, then I think your answer would be very perfect in writing questions. Please try to all understand all these topics. These are very important topic for you. Should not escape any topic. All these things you have to also consult good books as well. So keeping these things in your mind, you should have all these in a very rightful manner. Okay, dear students. So let's understand these topics. Now I am going to discuss the next topic, grassroots democracy. I told you that Panchayati Raj and municipal governments significance of 73rd and 74th amendments. Grassroots movements are there. What you have to also understand, and all these theories you have to study. Next one is that statutory institutions, commissions like Election Commission, CSE, Finance Commission, Union Public Service Commission, National Commission for Scheduled Caste, National Commission for Scheduled Tribes, National Commission for Women, National Human Rights Commission, National Commission for Minorities, National Backward Classes Commissions. These are the commissions that you have to deal with. I think that if you deal everything in a very rightful manner, only then you can understand and you can reply, you can write in a very perfect manner. Federalism, constitutional provisions, changing nature of center-state relations, integration, integrationist tendencies and regional aspirations, interstate disputes. So what is the actual role of federalism that we have to also study? I think that if you study these things in a very proper and rightful manner, you can understand all these very perfect manner. Okay, dear students, let's see what we can. Next, we can have like planning and economic development, like Nehruvian and Gandhian perspective, role of planning and public sector, and the Green Revolution, land reforms, and agriculture, uh, relations, liberalization and economic reforms, caste, religion, and ethnicity in Indian politics. Party system is there. Party system is also very relevant in smooth democracy. You have to have your party. You have to have your party system, like national and regional political parties, ideological and social basis of parties, patterns of coalition politics, pressure groups are there, trends in electoral behavior, and changing socio-economic profile of legislatures, social movements like civil liberties and human rights movement, women's movement and environmentalist movement. So these are the different topics that you have to also take care. So this is the one by one I am going to discuss. First one is the planning and economic development, then caste and religion, then party system, then social movement. These are the things that you have to know. Okay. Now next is that paper 2, comparative politics and international relations. Before going to paper 2, the first paper itself, I have to say that political theory and Indian politics, paper 1, that we have to take care. And there are two parts of the paper 1 itself. The first part, that is political theory and thinkers. Okay, and after that the part B, that is Indian government and politics. Under this, you have to study this all these things. Okay. Now I am going to study about the comparative politics and international relations. Paper 2 is equally important. Again, the part 1, comparative political analysis and international politics, that you have to study. What is this? The first one, the comparative politics. Nature and major approaches, political economy and political sociology perspective, limitations of the comparative method. See, also you have to study in the paper 2 of the part 1. That is topic number 1. Next one is that state in comparative perspective, characteristics and changing nature of the state, capitalist and socialist economies, and advanced industrial and developing society. What is the comparative perspective that you have to also study? Third is that the politics of representations and participation that you have to study, like the political parties, pressure groups, social movements in advanced industries, developing societies. All things are uh, very important for you. I think that understand this nitty-gritty, only then you can answer the question in the rightful manner. Next one is that globalization. It is very important and challenging and very creative topic. Like response from developed and developing societies. So who are developed, who are not developed, who are the developing society, who are the developing countries, that you have to apply. Next one is that approaches a study of international relations, like idealist, realist, Marxist, functionalist, and systems theory. So that is what you have to also study regarding this. That what should be the approaches to the study of the, the relations, that we have to also take care. Okay. Now next is that key concepts in international relations, like the national interest, security and power, balance of power, that is very important, and deterrence also, transitional actors and collective security, world capitalist economy, and globalization. These are the very important, and I must say you that these topics are equally important for your. Yes, you should not forget it, because these are the important topics of the general study paper also. Try to understand this nitty gritty, try to feel all these things that you are catering, and I hope that the political science optional paper is very important in this respect, that these all topics you are going to study in the yes paper also. Next is that seventh number, that is changing international political order. See this changing international political order, rise of superpowers, strategic and ideological bipolarity, arms race, Cold War, nuclear threat is there, then non-alignment movement, aims and achievements, collapse of the Soviet Union is there, unipolarity and American hegemony, relevance of non-alignment in the contemporary world. This is the very important topic that you have to go. Next one is that evolution of the international economic system, from Britain's words to WTO, socialist economies, and the CMEA, Council for Mutual Economic Assistance, Third World Man for New International Economic Order, globalization of the world economy. Very important, and again I have to say that these topics are equally important for your PS point of view. Also benefited while we are opting the political science as an optional paper. Why I am saying this? Because definitely it will help you. These all topics are very much relevant in the GS paper, and you know that if you are going to have this GS paper in a very rightful manner, it will really help you. Dear students, so let's say this thing, and I hope that you can understand all this nitty in a very rightful manner. Okay. Now the next is that ninth number, that is United Nations, UNO. United Nations, the invested role and actual record, specialized UN agencies, aims and functioning, need for UN reforms is very equally important for you. Next is that the regionalization of world politics is very important for like GS point of view. Also apart from the political science, what is European Union, what is ASEAN, APEC, SARC is there, NAFTA is there. These are kinds of like the realization of world politics, that is also you have to understand in a unity way. Next one is that contemporary global concerns, democracy, human rights, environment, gender justice, terrorism, nuclear proliferation. These are the things that you have to also understand. So I feel that if you go by all these topics, it will not only help you in political science, rather it will help you for GS paper also, and definitely it will help you in and also in the essay also. So you have a multifaceted advantage of taking political science as an optional paper. Okay, now next is that if I am going to have the, so before winding up this thing, I have to tell once again that paper part 2, I have to understand this. Part 1 I have discussed all these topics, so almost 11 topics are there. And now next is that comparative politics and integration. So the India and the world. Okay, this is going to be very interesting, like India's foreign policy. What are the determinants of the foreign policies, institutions of policy making, continuity, change. Next is that India's contributions to the NAM, the non-alignment movement, like different phases, the current role, how NAM was formed, or this is the Nasir, Tito and Nehru, different phases were there. India and South Asia, regional cooperation, SARC, past performance and the future prospects. Next is that South Asia as a free trade area, India's look east policy, and the impediments to the regional cooperation, river water disputes, illegal cross-border migration, ethnic conflicts and insurgencies, border disputes. These are the things that you have to understand. So I feel that if you go by this, it will definitely help you. Okay, please have all these things in a very neat way. Next topic, the fourth one, India and the global south. What is India and global south relation, that also you have to take care. Okay, like relations with the Africa and Latin America, leadership's roles in the demand for new international economic order, that is the demand, and WTO, World Trade Organization negotiations, that you have to also study. Next one is that India and the global centers of power, like USA, EU, Japan, China and Russia. What you have to also understand, like USA, European Union, Japan, China and Russia. Next one is that India and the UN system, role in UN peacekeeping, demand for permanent seat in the Security Council. These are the very important topics. I hope that you will buy these topics. It will help you in many sense. Next is that India and nuclear questions, like changing perceptions and policy. It's also very important for you. Okay? So I think that if you understand this nitty gritty, it will really help you. Recent developments in India's foreign policy. What is the recent development in India's foreign policy that you have to see? Like India's position on recent crisis in Afghanistan, Iraq, and West Asia, growing relations with US, Israel, vision of a new world order. These are the things that you have to understand, and I hope that if you can understand these things, definitely help you. I hope that if you buy particular thing, and definitely have a great impact on syllabus, everything. Okay, so these are the things that you have to study in a very proper way, and I hope that if you study in this way, then definitely will try to cover up all the topics. So for going to next part, I am talking about the comparative politics and international relations, yeah, in the world, part B. Part B is very important. This topic that you have to do. Next, what are the study resources, like political theory and Indian politics? Paper 1. So these resources are, an introduction to political theory by O.P. Gaba, very important book. Next is that political ideology by Andrew Haywood, Western political thought, a history of political thought by Subrata Mukherjee. And I am blessed to have that Subrata Mukherjee was my teacher. He taught us at Delhi University. So Subrata Mukherjee, and from Socrates to the Age of Ideology by Jane Henson. In political thought by B.R. Mehta, so very important. 50 major political thinkers, Routledge publications. These are the very important resources that you have to take care all the time, and I hope that if you go by this, then definitely have a good command on the topics. For understanding the basic philosophy given by major thinkers, one can follow YouTube channels Philosophy Tube and School of Life also. It's also very important for you. And then paper one is very an introduction to the Constitution DD Basu, especially for the topics of fundamental rights and relations, Indian polity. Lakshmikant, Oxford Companion to Politics in India, Irja Gopal Jayal and Pratap Bhanu Mehta. Not read page by page, only portions mentioned in the syllabus. India's struggle for independence, Pinchandra, Indian government and politics, B.L. Faria. As this portion is dynamic in nature, keep updating your notes from newspaper articles. One can also follow book review section, the newspaper for getting new perspective about. So this is a broad analysis of the resources that you have to also take care, and I hope that if you take care all these things, then definitely it will help you, and I hope go by this really help. Okay, after paper 1 I am going to discuss paper 2, political theory and Indian politics, global politics and reviewed. Very important book, you have to go through this. And IGNO MPs material, MPs report, 50 key thinkers on international relations, Routledge population. For understanding the basic philosophy given by the major thinker, one can follow YouTube also. Paper 1, does the elephant dance? Contemporary Indian foreign policy, David M. John. This is what very important. Again, this is dynamic in nature. For this read IR from the editorial sections of the newspaper. Keep updating your notes. One can also follow blogs of important IR experts like C. Raja Mohan, Hussaini Haida, etc. RCTV like Raj Sabha TV programs like Big Picture and India's World are also helpful in covering some of the burning IR issues. One can also refer to websites like ORF, and which are the things you can help. So this is the resource that I have been talking with you. Next is that why should you choose it as an optional paper? Very important point that I have to making you. Very interesting subject. Test your capability of integrating static knowledge with content. Okay. Apart from interest, the huge overlap with the GS syllabus often compels a candidate to choose it as an optional paper. It is also very important, dear students. Okay, polity and international relations are a crucial part of prelims syllabus. Means CS1 is freedom struggle and social issues. It will be covered from this area. CS2 constitution, polity, social justice, international relations. Very important topic for the CS1. Okay, this is very relevant for you. CS3 security environment, also very important for you. CS4 moral thinkers and philosophical part will be covered from this. And then essay, topics on political and international issues are often asked. If you go by political science, it will really help you by reading, and it will help you in all the sections 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is what you have to also understand, and I hope that if you go by this, then definitely it will help you. Okay, now I am going to talk you why should you choose it as your optional. Definitely 2070 essay topic, as the non-alignment movement lost its relevance in a multipolar world. Now you see the essay topic has been by the political science optional paper. Effect of the new economic measures on fiscal ties between the union and states, India. How it is possible? In the interview round, a good knowledge of topics in polity, governance, international relations can be used also. Material is readily available in the market, hence no need to read multiple books for same topics, thus saving a lot of time and efforts of yours. So you have to take political science as an optional paper. Optional is also suitable for the candidates who don't have public political science and international as their graduation stream, mainly engineers. They can also take. Newspaper reading becomes easier when you are well acquainted with the political backgrounds of India and the world. The syllabus is very useful even after clearing the US exam, as a large number of concepts can be used while working for the government. These are the advantages, these are the perspective that you have to understand, and I hope that you go by these all perspective really helpful. I hope that if you can go, really help you. Next is that cautions to be observed before choosing it as an optional paper. Go through the syllabus properly and study the optional for 20 to 20 days so as to see your interest in the subject, as the syllabus of political science and IR not very small. Past year papers of at least 3 years, 5 years must be seen so as to understand nature of questions, quantum of depth. As a topic one needs to read, it will help you find the extent and time you would be required to invest in the optional. Read the strategy of political science toppers, as they have developed a command over the subject and can provide you with hitherto unheard insights in the relations to the subject, particularly the hidden advantages and disadvantages. PSIR is a very good optional having multiple advantages, but cautious analysis is required before taking it as an optional, because what is beneficial for one might be detrimental to another. It's important for you. These are the cautions, these are the precautions that we have to take care before taking up this optional paper. Dear students, right? Okay. Now, advantage of political science UPSC. There are many advantages for choosing political science optional paper civil service examination. They are given in points below. What are the advantages? The first is that the Indian polity is a crucial segment of the UPSC prelims syllabus. Very true. Then if the aspirants choose political science and international relation as their UPSC Mains optional subject, they will have to study this along with the prelims sections, thus saving time for other topics. This way, their preparations for UPSC prelims and mains can be integrated. This is what you have to also understand. Being a slightly non-technical subject, aspirants can easily comprehend and study the subject even if they don't have political science as their background. The concepts are general and anyone who reads newspaper on a regular basis would be able to understand the study subject. So this is also another advantage that we have to understand. So these are the advantage of political science as an optional paper in the lesson. Now next is that in the new revised syllabus, the factual parts have been omitted and hence understanding of the concepts is only required to write better answers chapter. So I feel that if you understand this will really help you, because in a revised syllabus the factual parts have been omitted and the understanding of the topic have been added. You have to understand all these things. Okay dear students, please try to understand nitty. If you understand this nitty-gritty, it will really save your time and everything. The impression that syllabus for political science is a very vast, only partially true. In fact, a lot of topics are repeated like Marxism, Marxist notions of state, Gramsci, etc. Many topics like thoughts of Mill, Bentham, liberal notions of state, justice and democratic are pretty much interrelated. So these are the things that you should not bother about, rather you should go about this, and I hope that if you go about, it will really help you. I hope that it will be a kind of thing that you have to also understand. Because what happens that most of the times the students are worried about the things. They should not be worried about this, rather they should go, and I hope that if they should go by this topic, really help them. Okay, let's say now the next is that there are certain topics which will be covered in paper 1 as well as paper 2 of political science and international relations. For example, like liberalism, feminism, ideals of Marxism, issues of democracy, human rights, environment, etc. These are the parts that you have to understand. Knowing a lot of content in this subject can also help your IAS current affairs preparation. That is very true. In the interview round, a good knowledge of topics in polity such as governance, international relations, etc. can be very handy. I think that if you go by these topics, it will really helpful for you. So please try that every topic is important for you, and if you go by every topic, it will really help you. And try to understand that why I am telling you, because I have experience of more than 20 years, and you know that these are the very important topics. Next is that what I mean to say, the students, that these all topics are very important. Suppose if you are talking about the liberalism, what is liberalism? You have to discuss. What is feminism? You have to discuss all the times. Ideas of Marxism, issues of democracy, human rights, environment, and all. These are the topics. In fact, it will really help you in deciding things. I feel that if you understand this nitty gritty, you understand all these things in a very rightful manner, then it will be very fine enough. Because most of the times what happens, that the students who are writing the exam, they are not focusing on all the topics, rather they are focusing on the areas from which the questions come. But in the UPSC exam, you cannot predict like this, because in the UPSC exam every part is very important. Sometimes which you feel that non-important, they can ask the question from that part out. What is the point? Point is very simple, that you should focus all the topics. All the topics means which are the topics which are very important, very relevant, and you should focus on those topics. Like I have talked to you about, the resources, that which resources are very important, because your idea and your views can be made only with the help of books. If you read good books, if you read good things, only then your thinking, your approach, your critical analysis, everything would be very perfect. So for achieving the perfection, you need to read good books, good newspaper, and then you have to see the chapters and the newspaper assessment, and then you have to interlink the things. And besides, you have to also make your class notes. You have to make your own copy, your diary. Why I am saying this? Because if you make the all sort of things, it will really help you. It will really help you. And if you think that it is not going to help, then God save you. But I feel that all the topics of the political science are very important in all the respect, not only in the political science, rather in the other parts of the syllabus also. Like you have a 4 GS paper in the mains. So I also categorically said you that these are the topics that are going to help you in other parts of the GS paper. So look at the importance, look at the relevance of the political. Maybe it is divided into all as an optional paper. It is also having 2 paper. The paper 1, paper 2. Further, if I say the paper 1 is divided into 2 parts, part A, part B. Same way paper 2, that is divided into part B and part A. So there are 4 parts. But definitely their definitions, their derivations, their kinds of subtopics have been very different. This you have to take care. And what I feel, that the students who are very serious, in writing, and it is going to help you in 3 and 4 direction. The first as an optional paper, second as in GS paper, third in the essay paper, and last, that is the fourth one, that is the interview, the last stage. Because you can see the trend, how in the GS the questions have been asked, how in the essay paper the questions have been asked. These are the topics that are going to help you. These are the things that are going to, make your life and career. Please do not forget, you have to be very attentive. You have to be very, very attentive while dealing with all the topics. Please read out, write, and then learn the things in a very rightful manner. Okay? If you have any questions, you can share your questions to the Unacademy platforms, that is on the Telegram also. So there are certain topics which are very useful in so many affairs. If I talk about, if you go by this, why should you have to choose it as optional paper? Look at the GS1, freedom struggle, social issues. If I go by this, what is the importance? Freedom struggle is remain freedom struggle. If you read by Bipin Chandra or any other book, can you change the freedom struggle story? Can you change the narratives? No. So this is going to help you in the political science as well as in the GS paper, that is GS1. The social issues is equally important. That are remain constitutional and polity, social justice and international relations. These are very important issues. I feel that if you understand this all integrity, if you understand all this point and everything, is really going to help you. And like GS2, constitution, polity, social justice, international relations, these are the also important topics that you can have. And I hope that if you can understand this nitty-gritty, really very helpful, very important for your kinds of things. Like GS3, look at the GS3 security environment. Like your security environment you have to study. Okay, so this is also very important. If I talk about like the constitution and polity, social justice and international relation, how this is constitution you cannot change. Social justice theory, international relations, you cannot change. These are the topics that are very important, your GS paper. So this is the important things that you have to understand, dear students. You should not forget that every minute, every hour, every second matters in you. You have a very limited time. And when you choose the topic, I mean the optional paper, you should not do anything wrong. Because once you have chosen a good subject, definitely it would be making your career, your success. But if you are not going to put up the right track, then what would happen? Definitely you would have a lot of problems. So that problems you have to see all the time. And I hope that whether it is any kinds of, maybe the like polity, social issue, justice, international relations, all things are very important for the examination point of view. And beauty of this topic that it is not only important in the GS paper or in the political science, but in both the paper. So this is the things. Next thing is that GS, the moral thinkers and philosophical part, is also very important. That what is the moral thinkers? How you have to study? This is a very important point of view. Next is that topics on political and international issues are often asked. It is equally important that the essay is related to this. So this is what you have to also understand, and I hope that if you go by every topics in a very nitty-gritty way, you can understand all these things in a very rightful manner. And I hope if you do these things, and definitely your answer would be perfect, the approach would be perfect. You can do the things in a very rightful manner, in a miracle manner. And why I am discussing, because I feel that if I discuss these things, then definitely you can understand this nitty gritty. Writing is an art that you have to also develop. You have to read newspaper also, magazines also, like the Yojana, etc. Particularly, the Hindu newspaper, then the Frontline is there, then World Focus is there, economic EPW, economic political weekly is there. These are the things that you can uh, regulate, you can do the things, you can write the points and everything. So definitely you will have a our commanding position. It will really help you. Please try to understand all this nitty gritty, and I hope that if you understand all this nitty gritty, it will really help your all directions. Everything can be done, and I hope that if you can do these things in a very rightful manner, then definitely your preparation would be very fine. Once again, I am telling that before winding up all these things, what I am telling that look at the topic, that how I have given you the study resources. These resources you have to be very focused, because if you understand these things, only then it will help you. Please try to understand that this is the resources that you have to go through. Not have, please purchase the books also. These are the very important books that you can purchase. Okay, now the next is that resources about the political theories and politics is there. The study resources, all these topics are very important. Time and again you have to see all these topics, because if you understand all these topics, then definitely it will help you. And I hope that if you understand this right thing in a very rightful manner, then definitely it will help. Maybe the second paper is there are two parts, the part 1, part 2, that is part A, and part B. The same thing is there, that is comparative politics. Comparative politics analysis is there. And again, the first paper, that is political theory and Indian politics, that is also equally important. Indian government and politics is there, part B. And part A was there, that is political theory and thinkers. These are the things that you have to also understand. So please try to understand in a very nitty gritty way. So this is what we have to also understand. And I hope that this is the importance of the assessment, how this is paper 1, paper 2, and then part A, part B, and part A and part B. This way I have discussed. This comes under what? This comes under the part paper 1. This comes under this is the part or part 2. This is what you have to understand. So this way you have to discuss, you have to do the things why it is important. Everything is out there. Once again, what I am telling you, that please go through every topics, every subtopics very good, beautifully, very carefully. Read the books for selection the optional paper. This will definitely help you. And I hope that every topic is important, not only in the political science but in other test paper also. That I have told you, nothing is left at all, because it is you to decide all these topics in a very rightful manner. So I think that after discussing all these things, you could have understand all the nitty gritty. Once again, thank you very much for watching YouTube. You can share my name, you discuss with me through telegrams also. Everything is out there in the slides. My code is RJ01. You want to have like account, then please you apply RJ. To really save money, and everything is out there. Okay, dear students, are you ready? So please have like 10% discounts. Okay, and my telegram address, that is Discord second means GS for you. Also you can apply this. Please apply this RJ01 code. This is my code, and I think that if you like, share and subscribe, it will be good for me. Thank you very much and take care, and let's crack UPSC exam with us. And I hope that you all of you get good marks in the coming examination, and please take political science as an paper. Thank you very much. So big point is very simple, that while I am telling all the students that why, because these all things are going to have like it is revised syllabus, advantage, everything I have mentioned. Like suppose I have started from topic decoding and so on. Like suppose I had started from this how to prepare political and international relations for UPSC Mains examination. and we had moved at political science and international relations are very important for exam. These all things I have discussed with you because I thought that it is very important, international relations and important key points of PSIR, optional things and all. Decoding PSIR as an optional, political theory and political it is had become A and B part. Then there are so many topics we had discussed all, and then definitely comparative politics IR is there, India and the world. We had discussed part A, and resource part was there. Why should we choose as a career optional? And we have also discussed, and also we had given a lot of things, lot of ways. Thank you very much, and I hope that you could understand these things. Once again, thank you very much. All the best. Dear students, any doubt? And if you have any doubt, you can also put up the questions through an academy platform.